In this edition, Foreign Minister stresses need to enhance Ethio-Guinea people-to-people ties. Secretary General hails Ethio-Eritrea Peace Pact. Hello there, this is OBN, Voice for the People. I'm Anwar Khalil with the news of the time. Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has made surprise supervision with a visit to the Federal Middle Income Taxpayers Office, where he was briefed on its activities. He met with staff members of the office as well as with taxpayers waiting to impart their citizen duties. Olkaba Ondumu has more.
Prime Minister of Ethiopia Dr. Abiy Ahmed has made supervisions with a visit to the Federal Middle Income Taxpayers Office located at Kazanchis, where he has briefed on its activities. On the branch office, 482 middle income taxpayers who earn between 3 to 100 million annual income are getting service. The Premier also met with staff members of the office as well as with taxpayers waiting to impart their citizen duties. Some taxpayers also noted that the Premier's visit was sudden and should be strengthened more. This is my first time when I see and hear one Prime Minister making this kind of visit to offices. I'm really happy by the visit of the Prime Minister, she said. I'm really satisfied by the sudden visit of the Prime Minister. It is very difficult to get such a leader at this time. He is so kind, honest and respectful leader. Previously, if the Prime Minister comes to some place, the security will not allow you to see his face, let alone shaking his hands. But that history has been changed by this Prime Minister. He shook our hands and visited all the activities in here. We are really happy by the visit, she said. Manager of the branch office, Burtukan Girma, for her part, said that she was surprised and pleased with the Prime Minister's visit. I was really surprised by the Prime Minister's sudden visit to our office. I have never expected such visit to our office. I know that the Minister of Revenue, Adane Chabebe, will come for a visit, but the Premier's visit is such a sudden for us. I believe that the Prime Minister's visit will be an energy for taxpayers. I still could not believe that the Prime Minister has come to our office, she said. On the occasion, the branch office workers and taxpayers who were there were surprised by the sudden visit paid by the Prime Minister. It is also said Premier's visit will play a vital role in motivating all citizens of the country to pay their tax properly. Before a couple of months, the Premier made the same sudden visit to the Federal Attorney General and the Federal Roads Authority. The Prime Minister noted a week ago during the performance evaluations of the ministerial offices and accountable organizations that such visits would continue to ensure that public sector institutions and employees are delivering.
You watched that warm hug at the beginning of the scene? A daughter's hug to her father, and he surprised them, and people were emotional. Yesterday it was viral on social media as well. President of the Republic of Guinea, Alpha Condé, arrived in Fine yesterday for a 3-day official visit to Ethiopia. Upon arrival at Bole International Airport, he was received by Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed. Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Werkena Gabayo this morning addressed the Ethio-Guinea Republic Joint Ministerial Commission meeting in Finfinne City. On the occasion, Foreign Minister Dr. Werkena said, quote, "I'm satisfied about the general and bilateral relations between Ethiopia and the Republic of Guinea, supporting each other's agendas in multilateral venues." The minister also stressed the need to enhance people-to-people ties between Ethiopia and the Republic of Guinea, further upscaling cooperation for continental peace and security issues. Concomitantly, enhancing investment, promotion, capacity building, livestock sector, mining and geology. Dr. Werkena said, quote, "Ethiopia and the Republic of Guinea are committed to diversifying their bilateral trade, investment ties, as well as establishing cultural and tourism exchange programs." Alpha Condé became president of Guinea in 2010 and still is president of that country. By the way, at the age of 15, he went to France, studied political science at the University of Sorbonne, and actually Panthéon Sorbonne, the full name. And he has one son, Alpha Mohamed Condé. The 34th Ordinary Session of the Executive Council of the African Union has begun in Finfinne City, Ethiopia today. A high-level Ethiopian delegation headed by Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Rakana Gabayo is taking part in the two-day ministerial session commenced at the African Union headquarters. The meeting of the foreign ministers of the African Union comes ahead of the 32nd ordinary session of the Assembly of the African Union, due to be held from 10th to 11th February 2019. According to FBC report, the theme of this weekend summit is COT, the Year of Refugees, Returnees and Internally Displaced Persons, towards durable solutions to forced displacement in Africa. The Federal Customs Commission announced that it has seized over 60 million birr worth currencies of various countries and 7 kilograms gold leaving the country illegally. The Commission said it is massively working to end illegal trade activities taking place in different parts of the country. Mukhtar Haji has the details.
The Federal Customs Commission has announced that it has been seriously working to control illegal import and export trade and the contraband activities observed in the country. Develik Awata, Commissioner of the Commission, while briefing the media, said a huge number of foreign currency has been seized in the country while illegally transferring. Accordingly, 7 kilogram gold and different countries' currencies estimated to be 60 million birr have been controlled. For individuals who took part in such illegal action have been also caught by the police. The Commissioner underlined that hereafter such illegal activity will no more possible to happen in the country.
Unless it is a matter of time, any legal activities of laundering money and contraband will be controlled by the government along with the active participation of the public.
Commissioner Devele said the public needs to be by the side of government against illegal transfer of money and war weapon.
This crime will affect the country unless the public and the government are swiftly coordinated and work together to control the problem. Import and export activities should be governed accordingly and properly to maintain economic balance of the country.
Farmers of different districts in Bale zone who are producing wheat varieties used for macaroni and pasta or spaghetti production said they are happy about the market linkage being created for their products. The Oromia Market Development Agency said it is actively working to create market link for wheat products being supplied by the farmers. Olga Wandamu has more.
Bale zone is known for producing wheat species used for pasta and macaroni. Previously, farmers of Bale zone were demanding market linkage for their production. Before a couple of months, the delegation led by Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, and President of the Oromia Regional State, Lamma Magessa, paid a visit to Bale farmers' farm plots. At that moment, the farmers had strongly requested the government to solve their problem of market link, and the government had also promised to fulfill their demands in a very short period of time.
The lack of market linkage is not the problem of Bale farmers only. It is the problem of all Oromo farmers. We will strongly work to solve this problem in the future. This issue of market linkage and lack of technological materials will be our common agenda that should get priority.
We will do our level best in solving your problems. If your problems are solved, we will benefit from your production. So we will solve your problems to get benefit from you. It is a common benefit for we all.
2 months after those promises from the top leaders, Gololcha district farmers said their problems have now been solved.
Our previous problems are solved. This change is great motivation for us. We are very happy by the solution provided for us. Hereafter, our main target is producing our products with great quality.
We were searching for market linkage. Now our main problem has been solved here. Thanks to God. Today we have met with business owners of different huge factories.
Head of Konamaradere Farmers Cooperative Workers Union, Muhammad Omar, said after the Premier's visit to the farmers, the problem of market linkage has been solved.
When the Premier visited plots of Bale farmers, he promised them to facilitate market linkage for their production. After that visit, at least 5 huge factories have come here.
Head of the Oromia Market Development Agency, Gamachis Malaku, for his part, noted that the agency is working on discharging its responsibilities properly, adding that the agency is facilitating market linkage for the production of the farmers. Head of Market Development Office with Bali Zone Andualem Girma said 4 farmers cooperative unions have started collecting the production of the farmers. Head of the Ethiopian Flour Factories Union Haimanotas Asfa underscored that works will sustain to benefit the farmers more than ever.
Before 2 months, when Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and President of the Oromo Region Lama Magarsa visited Bali Zone, the former Prime Minister of Britain, Tony Blair, was also there, and he said Bali can feed not only itself but also the entire Ethiopia with that production thereover. Ambo University announced that it is preparing to establish a cultural center named after the legendary poet laureate Agaye Gabramedin. The new cultural center will be promoting the works of the laureate and encourage other youth of the area to actively engage in artworks. Oluma Baina has more.
Abba Gada Ilma Galma Yada Oromo Shama Waka Gadini Nama Olini Suma
Makanganama.
His original name was Robalek Awesa. Robalek Awesa was born in East Shawa zone of Oromia regional state, but later on his name was changed to Agaye Gabramedin. Agaye Gabramedin was a prominent poet in history of Ethiopian literature. Scholars say Agaye was highly patriotic, especially for Oromo people. They also said that Agaye had been teaching in his works that Oromo is pillar for Ethiopia.
Agaye Gabramedin Oromonet የኢትዮጵያዊነት መሰረት ነው.
For Laureate Agaye Gabramedin, Oromo is the base for Ethiopia. He believed that Ethiopia without Oromo is unthinkable.
Poems that were written by Laureate Agaye Gabramedin about Gada system are usually remembered by Oromo people. He also incorporated in his work that the source of human civilization were highly emerged from Kush.
የጎና ቤት አባ ወራ የላሊ ቤት ላሊ በራ የከረዩ አባ
President of Ambo University, Dr. Tadessa Kana, said that Center of Culture that studies works of Laureate Agaye Gabramedin is going to be established in his university.
Ulfa biyyi keenya qabu addunyaan illee qabdu ambolle addunyaa kanaaf kennite jennee amanna.
We believe that Laureate Agaye Gabramedin is an asset of our country and even that of the world. To value our asset is very important. Therefore, we are going to establish cultural center. That will named after him.
Dr. Tadessa says that the center will study in depth works of Laureate Agaye Gabramedin, adding that Laureate Agaye and Oromo people had unique connections.
Waa'ee Amboo kan isaan barreessan jira, waa'ee laga Awaash kana jettu kun jira.
Agaye had worked a lot of jobs concerning the Oromo people, especially about Ambo, Awash River, Gada system, and so on. Particularly, he wrote that Gada system is very democratic system and is highly inclusive. Even he showed his works that the role of the Oromo people in the unity of this country is tremendous.
Dr. Tadessa stressed that encouraging and recognizing works of Laureate Agaye Gabramedin has great role in shaping the current generation towards literary works. He said the center will play enormous role in this regard.
Yate hora yekush nado abba bokku akkamido banati ፀሐይ ከለቻ የምትጠልቅ አንተ ብቻ.
Welcome back. That laureate, Agaye Gabramedin, died in 2005. He's a graduate from Royal Court of Theatre from London and Comedy Française in Paris, and also Blackstone School of Law in Chicago in 1959. But he's remembered for his Atete Dubro Oromo as well. That I myself translated into Afan Oromo. Now to the news from abroad. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said reconciliation between Ethiopia and Eritrea has illustrated bright spots on the African horizon. Ethiopia and Eritrea signed a peace pact in July, ending 2 decades of animosity following a dispute over their border. He said, quote, "The reconciliation is having a positive effect throughout the Horn of Africa. We see negotiations between Djibouti and Eritrea, and we see reconciliation between Eritrea and Somalia that already took place. We see in many other areas movement in the right direction, and we are totally committed to work together, the African Union and the African sub-regional organizations, to support this wind of hope." Guterres is expected to come to Finfinne City, Ethiopia for its this weekend's 32nd African Union Summit. You have been watching OBN English News with me, Anwar Khalil. Thank you for watching. Have a good time. Bye-bye.